What up? It's your boy Dave B. You watch DaveBeyondTV, where we go beyond the everyday bullshit that people be consuming on a day-to-day basis. And I forgot one little thing I forgot to talk about in the video, right? New moon video is the alignment between the moon and the sun, Mars, and Aries, Chiron, and the North Node. I mean, matter of fact, I think I did touch on it, but to go deeper on it, because you know that angle in particular is us learning how to stabilize things that don't look stable at all. You know what I'm saying? Basically everything that's making us uncomfortable, things that's pushing us in our spiritual path, things that's forcing us to expand in ways that we wasn't expected to before, you know what I'm saying? But now it's like literally a requirement, you know what I'm saying? Now it's literally part of the regimen, you know what I'm saying? And if you choose not to, you run the risk of allowing those mistakes that you previously made continue on that loop that you've been stuck in. You know what I'm saying? Right now is the time for drastic change. You know what I'm saying? Everything got to change. Your whole way of going about the shit got to change. Your perspective on the shit got to change. But with those alignments in particular, it's like learning how to feel, learning how to build a status around your new spiritual path, you know what I'm saying, and building on the different things that you experiencing as restrictions. Treat these things as disciplines that you're learning. That's the thing about anything that restricts us. It forces us to kind of think about life without it, and that way, if you do it correctly, you'll find other ways and forms for this thing to come back into your life. And you'll be a lot more wiser for it. You'll be a lot more, and it's wisdom, but on the side of more so diligent. Like you'll be more diligent with it. You'll be more effective with it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like the lessons that an older individual can teach you. You know what I'm saying? Where an older individual did live life when they had an excess of certain things, but as they got older, they experienced lessening and having to go without. So as they grow wiser and older, they had to come up with more efficient ways. But a lot of times, learning how to be efficient with something early can save you from wasting a lot of either time in that area. It can save you a lot of wasted energy. It can save you a lot of different things that you might not be privy to just in your own little, closed-minded viewpoint. Because we develop very closed minds sometimes, especially when we're on these paths and going for our goals in certain ways. There's certain things that we can't account for as far as things on the journey that we experience, or, in that case, things that might not be there forever. That's the thing about resources. You know what I'm saying? Resources are meant to be utilized, and that's why even like certain concepts like saving money need to be rethought. You know what I'm saying? Don't just want to get money to save it. You know what I'm saying? There needs to be something that money is going towards, or else you're not actually participating in the energy of cash flow. You know what I'm saying? Cash flow. If you look at money as energy, it's just about the exchange of it. You know what I'm saying? But hoarding energy does nothing for no one. You know what I'm saying? Not even good for you, because when you got pent up energy, what happens? Either you get reckless, restless, or waste it all just to experience not having it so that you can do something. You know what I'm saying? So, that's one of the things. And a lot of times people have this concept of needing to save a certain amount before they're able to do certain things, but they don't realize that they were to put money in on what it is that they do, and not just money, but also actual energy, focus, time, attention, they would see their goals manifest a lot faster. You know what I'm saying? You got to participate. You got to, you got to play to win. You know what I'm saying? You got to play in order to, play to get paid. That's not the same. You know what I'm saying? That's not the same at all, but who cares? You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, that's what's going on with that alignment. We're learning through this. So this is a difficult energy. This is causing friction in certain aspects of our lives. So we have to commit to the change. You know what I'm saying? And these changes that's going on, they're all they have the potential to be for the better. They have the potential to be in the area of life that you are trying to get stable, that you need things organized, that you need things to make sense. You need results and tangible things, that the evidence that you can point to and say, oh, this is real. So a lot of these things are not, shouldn't be taken lightly. This is a powerful new moon. And theoretically, well, I don't say theoretically, it's the first new moon in their numerical new year. And I even think it's like a moon year or something like that. that we're going into. Like, this marks the opening to kind of like and see, I'm not gonna say it marks the opening, because it's still death energy, you know what I'm saying? We're still dealing with death, we're still dealing with Capricorn, but it's newness in the sense of just it being a cardinal sign, you know, you having to initiate a new way to be a little more disciplined, a new way to be a bit more responsible, a new way to be a little more, you know, to make a little more sense out of what it is that you're participating in, you know what I'm saying? Or else life in Pluto is going to show you through a transformation that takes place that, you know, not only could you not foresee, but you weren't ready for it. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. We have to prepare. And the best way to prepare is to immerse yourself in whatever it is that you're changing. You know what I'm saying? Commit to the change. Allow it to be something that, you know, isn't just taken lightly. Allow it to be something that is life-changing. You know what I'm saying? In the best way possible. You know what I'm saying? Allow it to be something that, you know, you can say, okay, yeah, this is me making an intentional change and shift in my life. You know, don't let it be something that you kind of let just go, you know, fly and by, you know what I'm saying, fly by type shit. Like, you know, harness your energy, put a little focus into what it is you're trying to bring into reality. And right now you can fuck around and actually bring that shit, you know, and it'll be in the color of whatever your imagination is with all that Pisces energy, and that those illusions and delusions can now, you know, look more like creativity. That's another aspect of this too. It's like we need to check what we even trying to bring into reality in the first place, because you might be trying to bring some old bullshit in reality, and you wondering why God is stopping that shit. It's because it has nothing to do with nothing. So some things we have to accept as far as road blockages and things like that, and figure out, well, if I can't do that, then what I'm gonna do? You know, and I know it's like tough to decide, because you don't want to make a plan B that takes away from your plan A, but sometimes we have to evaluate whether or not plan A was either our plan, or whether or not we are here in this lifetime to carry that out. It might be something else that we actually need to put more focus, time, and attention into, that could harness it, or that could manifest a lot more, you know. And I'm not going to, you know, tell you what that is, because that's something you got to see for yourself. I'd be, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not something you want to even take advice on. That's something you want to sit with yourself and decide for you, so that, you know, at the end of the day, you can say, well, I made this decision, not no one else. You know what I'm saying? On some real shit. But, you know, we're going to have to learn. And a lot of what we learning, too, is, like, mistakes. Like, it's kind of like, did you learn, you know, do you know better now that you've gone through that mistake enough times? You know what I'm saying? And see, you know, it'll be wise of you to put restrictions on certain mentalities. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the biggest things you can do. Put restrictions on certain feelings that's keeping you fucked up. Put restrictions on certain thought forms and thought patterns that you see leading you down the same path that's not going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Right now we have to bury the dead on all levels, but with self. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't like you to go around your local town and be like, yeah, I'm cutting everybody off. And you know how people be, oh, new year, new me, I'm cutting everybody off. But they be the whole time, they be the problem. So it don't matter who you cut off. You didn't deal with your problems. You didn't cut off your demons. So that's the reason why you somewhere causing the same havoc on someone's life that you accusing them of causing to yours. And you wonder why it keep happening. It's because of you. We have to know that. We have to understand that within ourselves. We have to, you know, and we have to allow ourselves, you know what I'm saying? We have to actually lessen up on some of the grace that we've been giving ourselves, in the sense of just like, look, there's a reason why you ain't in that position. And so all these new ideas, use them to actually put yourself in that space. Use them to help you embody whatever energy it is that you're trying to bring into your life. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to be a boss CEO, okay, you're going to have to embody that. Even if you work at McDonald's, you're going to have to wake up every day and imagine, believe in your fucking mind, and have faith, belief, and imagination with a little bit of work that I am the manager here, or I do own this franchise. I own McDonald's. You got to walk in like that. And you ain't got to be awkward with your energy and cause confrontation in ways you don't have to. But in your mind, you know what I'm saying, you have to play that trick. You have to allow yourself to be that. and you have to carry yourself. You know what I'm saying? People wondering why you coming to work with a shirt and tie, and it's like they don't have to know what you're doing, but you know what you're doing. Yeah. I'm just practicing. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's one of the biggest spells, the hardest spells you can ever practice is consistency. You know, a consistency with something that you believe is gonna play out in some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? But you just have to go through that frustration. You have to go through making a decision when you have no evidence. You're gonna have to go through being naked, aka not having a proper thought and feeling in that certain space until you create one. But again, a lot of times we forget that we have that power. It's human nature to want to just have things laid out for you for some reason. You know, I don't even think that's human nature. I actually think that's indoctrination. I think because if you look at all the stories that they tell us through the Bible and just through certain allegories and things of that nature, the shadow government was always playing a role of pretending to hold your hand through a transition. Like if you think about it, in the time in which they was putting things under control and they was getting things in order how they wanted it, right? That was what they had to do. They had to create things for people's minds to be taken and abducted. You know what I'm saying? They had to hold your hand. You know what I'm saying? They had to knock on your door like, hey, this is the new mental regimen. They had to put it all in your schools and stuff like that. They had to put it in your food. They had to put it everywhere. They had to hold your hand. Shout out to Zay Quarter. You know what I'm saying? Hold your hand. Head ass. You know what I'm saying? They had to hold your hand. And it was like, hey, it's just like if you were to be training a pet. And you know, that's the whole allegory behind this being that we in. And that's probably why that type of shit plays out. Somebody always feeling like they need an example. Someone always feeling like they need a leash on their neck. That's probably how they got their shit set up to make the witchcraft feel natural and normal. See, that's how you use this energy. Like how we even say with astrology as a tool, you want to know what these things are so you can use them and know what you're doing. AKA, I know when I use fire, I'm about to do something that deals with expression or being seen or separation. So if I'm using the energy correctly, my witchcraft gonna be cold as hell because it's gonna feel natural. It's gonna seem like, yeah, that's the normal thing to do, even if it's the most heinous thing. Now, look at that. We live in a being that is damn near a pet. You know what I'm saying? Some kind of like snake-like pet being controlled by another being that is not even as intelligent as it, but it's just in a position of power. So we end up playing out that allegory on a day-to-day basis where you see humans running around with their heads chopped off. They looking around like, who gonna lead me? Who gonna lead me? Jesus, please. Somebody, please. Quran. I need something. Drugs. Something. Everybody got a God down here that ain't God. You know what I'm saying? It's fucked up. But that shit starting to make sense. You know what I'm saying? It's everybody, you know what I'm saying? This constellation or whatever, this whatever you want to call it, you know, this being that we are in has been beaten and battered and you know what I'm saying, like by another being, you know what I'm saying? So oppression stories and all that's gonna have all that good juice down here. People gonna get their eyes all wide for that shit. You know what I'm saying? And then what they did, they just flipped it on his head. They made everybody feel like they had to come out of something like that. Whether they actually put people through that or not, I'm not debating that. All I'm saying is they got your mind first. And that's why your life is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And not to be too morbid. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing. The power is in our hands. We just got to know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Don't be led like no pet. You got to understand that that's just this being. But you are an individual that ain't got shit to do with this. You know what I'm saying? You might have resonated on some level with certain things down here, but that's not the totality or the sum of who you are or your spirit. And so from that, you always can create a new body, but it takes you creating a new mentality. And a lot of these things that we have as societal norms keep us in these frame of minds. So the next time you looking for a handout, start to understand, wait. What if I were to create what the fuck I'm missing? And then now you having a different conversation. Now you talking to your spirit. Now you conspiring with the universe, doing some shit that actually could end up being something better. or for you, you know what I'm saying? Because it ain't really about no one else. Even though the world don't revolve around you. The world don't revolve around you. But, you know what I'm saying? You are a creator. You are a piece of all possibilities. Therefore, you can push out something and you can manifest something for yourself to experience and expand with, so that you can bring even further expansion in areas that, again, because you as an individual might not be, you know what I'm saying? Some individuals are meant for that. The ones who you see online teaching, who got something to share, who got a message, who got something to do, a mission, a purpose. You know, and again, everything we say about purpose, that's just self-made. That's some shit you decide based upon where you at as a spirit and what you decided was important, and you know what I'm saying, all that shit. But this alignment is, you know, forcing us to kind of just learn through that. It's just like, don't let those same mistakes creep up on you and allow you to be too into yourself in the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing too. Taking certain things personally. You know, based upon mistakes you made, you taking certain things personally that don't need to be taken. You know what I'm saying? It's if you got this energy in your first house. You know what I'm saying? If you got it in your second house. You know, well, I'm not going to go through the house. Because I was going to talk through the lens of, you know, like, because if you got Capricorn there, you know what I'm saying? Because that's where kind of control issues already been the theme. You know what I'm saying? Because Pluto been there. So a lot of what's coming down to the wire now is learning how to like go about your spiritual path, knowing you ain't got no control, but still taking power over your ability to get there. You know what I'm saying? So you still want to take power over it, and you want to take power over these mistakes too. You know what I'm saying? How do I stop feeling so whatever it is about this, or why do I keep feeling like this around this? And sometimes we just need to kind of go within ourselves and figure these things out, to wire these things out or iron them out and get a better perspective or another perspective, you know what I'm saying, so that we can actually, okay, yeah, this is what I'm finna do, you know. So you know, because with the Capricorn energy, that's what it comes down to. You got to do something, you know what I'm saying? So you might as well do something that's going to benefit you. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to commit to something. So you might as well commit to something that actually looks like it can sustain what you got going on. You know what I'm saying? But the lesson is, you're just going to have to learn how to get out of certain, you know, certain self-critique or self-talk that might just be unwarranted. You know what I'm saying? Or certain self-doubt, or, you know, you looking at everybody else, taking it personal that other people are shining. You can't take it personal that other people chose a time to shine that looked like what you thought was your time. You know, time is not no one's. Time belongs to no one. You know what I'm saying? And this is the, you know what I'm saying? So you have to create, not only do you have to create time, you have to maintain your time in your space. Sometimes you have to create boundaries for that too. You know what I'm saying? Because there might be, it's a certain amount of time and space you need where you belong in order to do the things that you here to do, to even know what that is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it might not be a time where you can spend so much time in somebody else's orb, because that's what happens. People come around and all of a sudden they plans become your side mission or something like that, your duty and stuff like that, just based upon it being on your mind, especially if you got like placements that deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be the Pisces Virgo aspect of, you know, on the Pisces end, wanting to self-sabotage to help on an emotional level, or, you know, self-sabotaging as a Virgo where you want to critique but you want to also help improve something that ain't even showing improvement for its, or willingness to want to improve for itself. You know what I'm saying? You out here just wasting energy, you know, type shit. You know, those signs in particular. But, you know, all this shit aside, you know what I'm saying, get back on point, because I feel like I'm drifting. I'm tired as hell, so I'm probably drifting and shit. But for the most part, getting back to, you know, these energies and focus, we just gotta focus in, we gotta hone in, you know what I'm saying, go through that little friction and, you know, start to ground a lot of these things that you know, might not have thought could be grounded, like your spiritual path, and start to use your mistakes as stepping stones rather than things that you look at as setbacks or restrictions or whatever, you know, idea comes in your mind that's associated with something negative that's taken away from your experiences. No, look at your mistakes as if they're enhancing your experiences, because without those failures, you would have never gained the proper fumes, materials, mental materials to actually be in the position that you are in. And if you're not in that position that you want to be in, you gotta have to look and see the reality of the position you in to figure out what kind of ladder system you need in order to get to the next step. Much love. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.